How imperturbable are you? Are you so imperturbable that there's no limitation stopping you from manifesting any of your goals? That's what we're going to take a look at today. Coming up. Welcome to the Power of Quiet, helping you master your mind so you can manifest abundance, have happiness, peace, and imperturbability in your life. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, because what you're going to discover is that everything that we do on this channel is practical, it's user-friendly, and it's provable. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did a video where I outlined 3 key resolutions that will take your life to the next level here in 2019. And one of those resolutions I want to go into more detail on. That is, I allow myself to be imperturbable at all times with ease. Now, when I outlined this particular resolution, I mentioned that imperturbability goes both ways. It's one thing to be imperturbable if you don't get your goal. It's another thing to be imperturbable to actually have it. Those are 2 very different things. And after I mentioned that in that video, some of you had emailed me, had called me, asking for more clarification on that. So here it is. Now, over the years, I've seen releasers working on goals and using goals to be imperturbable. And that's the whole point of goals. It's a tool for you to quiet your mind, to bring up all your desires, all your thoughts of limitations, all that stuff that creates all that disturbing noise, and let it go. So all that stuff just disappears. And that is the main benefit to doing the goals. Let's make no mistake about that. But what I've seen so many people do is fall into a trap with this, where they're working on a goal and they suddenly declare, you know what, I'm imperturbable about it. I'm hootless. I don't care if I don't get the goal. Now, that's a good thing, because it's better than being stuck into wanting, I gotta have this goal. Or, what goes along with that is feeling frustrated when you don't manifest your goal, beating yourself up. So when you get to that imperturbability, that is a wonderful thing. But see, the question that I often ask these people that really brings to light that they're stuck is, can you have it? Can you manifest that goal? Well, no, but I'm imperturbable if I don't have it, right? So that's a trap. And it's not just in this releasing community, people that practice this particular method of letting go. This is really in the whole spiritual community overall. You see it show up like people say, you know what? I don't want money. Money's not the most important thing. Peace, love, togetherness, oneness, that's what I'm after. I don't care about money. And then you ask them the same thing. Well, can you have a lot of money? No. And do you see where the trap is? See, we're talking about moving up, elevating our consciousness to that of a master. Now, a master has no limitation. None. And so many masters have demonstrated this. You have Jesus, you have Lester, you have Yogananda, you have Amma, just to name a few, that have demonstrated clear miracles for many people to witness. Why? Not to show how great they are, but to show that you, me, the rest of us are just as unlimited. We can do that too. So to claim that we're imperturbable, but still have this big I can't, it's like the big elephant in the room. Yet we're still not willing to look at it. Why do we stop short? Maybe what's just beyond the threshold here is some uncomfortable feelings or stories that our ego does not want us to look at. Just to give an example, well, what if I get to where I'm really imperturbable about a goal, and I decide, you know what, I'm having it, no question about it, I'm going for it, it's mine, and I'm letting everybody know this is what I am manifesting with no lack of conviction, just completely putting yourself out there. Well, see, what if you do that and you fail? What if you go 1,000% for it and it still doesn't work out? Then what do you have to confront? That, well, maybe there is no way. Maybe you are limited. Basically, you have to confront some apathy there, right? Well, if there's nowhere to go from here, then what's the use of it all? Or, in a way, you have to confront the fear of dying. Or just something else that's very, very strong, deep down in the subconscious. And it's just something that your ego doesn't want you to look at. And see, a lot of us aren't aware of this. And when we stop, we're selling ourselves short. So that's why I say, it's one thing to be imperturbable if you don't get your goal. And that's a good thing. But what would it take to be so imperturbable that you have absolute conviction that it is yours? You feel it in every cell in your body. You know. And you know you know. And it's such a deep conviction. Nobody could convince you otherwise. There would be no yeah, but. Absolutely none. And from that place of consciousness, what would be possible? Would you really have any limitation? If you're so imperturbable, you just put yourself all the way out there, 1,000%. That's a pretty strong place, isn't it? It's the willingness to really step out, step beyond your comfort zone. Big time. So let's just get a little bit of a taste of this now. Think about a goal, a big goal that you would really like to see in your life. Maybe it's a big monetary goal, $1 million or more. Maybe it's a big house. Maybe it's starting, a really big, wildly successful business or some big project to help a lot of people. Whatever it is, massive goal. Think of it. Now, what I want you to do is just close your eyes, get a picture of yourself having this goal, having it right now. It's already yours. And go into detail on this picture. You'll really see who it is that you're talking to, who's around you, what's going on around you, what conversations are taking place. Because when you're in a position where you have this particular goal, you can see you probably have different conversations happening. And who are you having these conversations with? And what is your surroundings? Make this as detailed as you possibly can. Just put yourself in the picture. See it as real, right now. And really feel it. Feel yourself in this place of having. And make it so real that you could just taste it, smell it, you can just touch it. And make it real, make it right now. Now, if you were to rate yourself on a scale of 0 to 100%, 100%, totally okay with having it. And what I mean by totally okay with it is you could really allow yourself to have it. Like no holding back, like no, well, wait a minute, I'm not quite ready yet. And also that you're okay with having it that there's no doubt about it. No, yeah, but. Yeah, it sounds nice, but it's still just a fantasy. So when I mean 100% okay, you're really 100% okay having it real right now. You're ready for it. It's already yours. So just measure yourself. 100% being okay, then 0% not okay. You have doubts, yeah, right. Or you just have a feeling of, ooh, no, wait. I have a bit of an aversion to it still. All right? Now, wherever you rate yourself, it could be a 30% okay, 80% okay, 90% okay. But if there's anything between you and 100%, just notice that. And just say it as one big it, because it has probably a feeling to it. It probably has some stories, some pictures, and so on. Just say it as just one big it that's between you and 100%. And where does that it, where does that reside? It's in your mind right now, right? It's only in your mind, which means you own it. So what I want you to do is just look right at it. That, whatever that is, feeling, thoughts, stories, that's in the way. And just look at it and say, you're just a picture in my mind. And I'm the owner. I'm the boss. And I love you. Because you belong to me. I own you. I'm the owner here. And I love you. I really love you. I love you with all of my heart. I love you. I just love you. I love you. I love you. Now notice how simple it is, what we're doing here. Because talk about all these great masters. Jesus, Lester, Eckhart Tolle, Yogananda, Amma. They all preach the same thing. They all preach love. To all of them, the supreme answer is love. And that's all we're doing here. We're not trying to change the story. We're not trying to figure out a better story. We're just looking at that story that's in our mind, looking right at it and saying, I love you. That's it. See, how simple is that? So look at that story, that it that's between you and 100%. And notice that there's a difference. Maybe you see it's smaller, and now you're closer to 100%. If you measure yourself again, see if you moved. Maybe if you're at a 30, now you're at 45. Maybe if you're at 80, now you're at 95. But just notice. All right? Now, that story, whatever's left there, just look at it. Say, it's just a story in my mind. I'm the owner. I'm the boss here. And I love you. I really, really love you. I love you. I just love you. I love you unconditionally. And notice where you're at now. Measure yourself again. See if you moved even closer to 100%. And let's do it again. See where you're at now. What's in the way between you and being 100% okay? Like, no holding back. No protecting yourself. Just totally open. Totally okay to have that goal. And totally convinced that it is yours. And I'm not talking about just kidding yourself. Just an inner knowingness. Conviction. Yeah, it's mine. I know it. I really, really know it. All right? If there's anything that's in the way, Isn't it just a story? Just something that is playing in your mind? Where's that sound coming from that says, oh, no, you can't. Oh, yeah, but. Oh, you're just kidding yourself. It's just a sound, right? Look right at it. Say, I'm the boss. It's just a story in my mind. And I love you. I really, really love you. I love you. I just love you. I love you. I love you. And could you step into 100% with love, allowing yourself to show up, be powerful? Can you love yourself? And notice how that feels. It feels pretty incredible, right? And look, you did it. You stood up and decided to take on this positive consciousness. And notice, look, this positivity, it's been inside of you all along. You don't have to manufacture it. You're just bringing it up. It's your true nature. All right? So notice, you're in a very high place when you're okay having it and it feels good. And again, just close your eyes, picture yourself having this goal right now, doing whatever it is that you're doing with this achievement. And notice how powerful that is and just how easy, smooth, and effortless that feels. Not so bad. All right? Now let's look at the other side. See, we worked on one side. We worked on the positive side. Now let's work on the negative side. Now imagine never ever being able to get this goal. You just can't. No way. You are limited. And there's no way around that. In fact, whatever it is that you want to improve in your life, imagine that area going completely backwards. So like if it's a financial thing, a financial goal that you're working on, imagine being totally broke, having no money. And you can never have money. Just think of the worst case scenario. And get a picture of that. Put yourself into that situation. And see those conversations that are taking place when you're in that position. Feel those feelings. Just notice how that feels. And are you okay with that? That's now the question. And measure yourself on a scale of 0 to 100%. 100% okay to have it, are you? Now, wherever you're at, and whatever's now between you and 100%, it's just a bunch of noise, or feelings, or fear, or gee, I don't want to go there, right? And where is all of that taking place? In your mind. And who does that mind belong to? You. All right, so say it. I'm the boss. It's just a story in my mind. And I love you. I love you. I really, really love you. I love you. I love you if you're true. I love you if you're not true. I love you unconditionally. All right? Now measure yourself again. See if you moved. You're a little bit closer to being 100% okay. Now, to your mind, it might be like freaking out, going, well, why do I want to be okay with that? Look, if you're bothered by it, is being bothered a positive thing or a negative thing? And when you're bothered by it, what are you holding in mind? The problem. So when you're bothered, you make yourself stuck. That is the importance of being imperturbable. is to be in the place where you're not bothered and you're not stuck in anything. All right? So we're just getting positive. And positive doesn't hurt anything. All right? So just look at whatever is now between you and 100%, being okay with that worst case scenario. And look at that picture. And say, I'm the boss. It's just a picture in my mind. And I love you. I love you. I love you unconditionally. I really, really love you. I just love you. I really love you. Now notice how that feels. And see, you're closer to 100% and it's getting way better. See, when you get imperturbable, you're just positive no matter what. Yeah, even if my whole world is crashing around me, it doesn't bother me. I'm not giving my power away. I'm not giving my happiness away to some event or circumstance. That's powerful. And that's what you're feeling, the closer you get to 100%. So is there anything left between you and being 100% okay with this negative experience? If so, can you just look at it right now and say, I'm the boss. It's just a story in my head. And I love you. I really, really love you. I just love you. I love you. And could you step into 100%? Notice how that feels. And just notice how powerful it feels now to look at. Is it okay if you have this goal? And is it okay if you don't have this goal? And see, that's a great place to be. See, there's no push or pull either way. It's just equal. You're imperturbable. All right? Now here's the key. See, at this point, it's very tempting to just stop and go, hey, I'm nice and peaceful. And this is a trap. Lester pointed this out. We often get to a place where we're no longer bothered and then we stop. But here's something that can keep you moving forward. All right, so when it comes to this goal of yours, if you're okay either way, if you have it or don't have it, now which do you prefer? Which do you choose? Do you choose not to have it or do you choose to have it? Now let's just say, for the sake of argument's sake, you choose to have it. All right? So now, can you really put yourself out there? Allow yourself to really show up now and have it. With no compromise. With no yeah, but. Could you just allow yourself to have it? All the way, 100%. Now, just notice if this question stirs up any tightness or contraction in your stomach or chest. Just notice. And see, if you notice a clenching feeling in your stomach or chest, that's your body letting you know, there's some feelings that you're suppressing about this. Maybe it's fear, frustration, whatever. But wherever you feel that tightness or contraction, open up an imaginary door right in front of that, wherever you feel it. And imagine that energy going right on out the door. Just watch it leave. It's just energy moving right on out the door. And even more. And even more. And even more. And notice how you feel. Feels lighter? You see? Notice. When you started to show up, put yourself out there, it necessarily brings up your remaining ego that says, no, you can't. Here's why. It may not said that in those exact words, but that's what you're experiencing with that tightness or contraction. So it's showing you that there's some more garbage there. And that's the benefit of making that choice, saying, well, if it's okay if I have it out of the way, let's really go for it. Because that is going to stir up the limitations so you can see them and knock them out. And the proof, as I say, the proof in the pudding is what you demonstrate. See, on this channel, what we practice here, it's not about kidding ourselves. This isn't some pie in the sky thinking. We're here to demonstrate real world results. And that's your proof. So, when your goal shows up, that's how you know. So, I hope you found this helpful. If you did, let me know by hitting the like or leaving me a comment below. I always love to see that. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you want to get into this more, practice this more, I've got all sorts of classes and retreats and even an online course where you can do it yourself. I'll leave links to those below. And until next time, happy releasing. Peace and imperturbability and abundance to you.